I have to admit that I am not as familiar with your television work. I've seen all your movies that you've been in, but yeah, I just don't watch much TV. Sorry.
All good. There's a
Neither
lot
do
out
I. I
there.
don't watch a lot of TV, so
I do.
Yeah.
um,
I'm
some
just, I'm just, I'm just-
reality TV.
I watch some reality
Unfortunately,
TV too.
yeah.
so how did you first find out about this? Was it I know that they've been working on this script for a while, or they've had the script for a while. I mean, was it just a typical like agent gets the script, sends it to you?
Exactly
It
that.
was
Yeah.
that. We went through like self tapes, and then they put us through chemistry reads, and we read with like a couple different pairings of girls. But I feel like both of us knew that this felt right. Yeah, I had Scott and Bryan wrote a movie that I was in, so I'd met them one day on set, and I knew the casting director, but I really wanted. I was like, I will do anything to do this role, and I don't always feel that passionately.
I know. Yeah.
Did you guys have specific one of the specific missionaries you wanted to play, and you kind of went for that, or do you kind of like audition and then figure that out later?
Yeah.
Um,
I originally auditioned for Sister Paxton, and I thought that was an error in my email because I was like, really? I was like, that seems, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And the audition was like weird because it wasn't me, and my voice was really high. It just like didn't really work. And then Sister Barnes, I auditioned. It wasn't great.
I gotta see it.
Yeah. But then went for Sister Barnes, and I was like, oh, this makes so much more sense. And then it like just worked perfectly because we both played the character so distinctly. And they saw that, and they cast us.
And you guys did a chemistry read together at
Yeah.
one point?
Yes.
It was
or-
nice. And it was nice because I think that was one of the first chemistry reads I've done in person for like
Yeah, me
years because of
too.
COVID.
'Cause everything's on
self-tape.
Zoom, yeah.
Or Zoom.
It's mostly self-tape, but if anything, Zoom.
You're
Yeah.
lucky to get a Zoom
Yeah, you're
chemistry
lucky.
read, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same. It always, you leave feeling empty and like you're not a good actor because it's so hard to connect to a
Right.
tiny little figure
Yeah.
on a screen.
I think I read that you both have some kind of Mormon background, and somehow. So was that a motivator for doing this, or were you a little nervous about doing it because of that, or?
It made me nervous for sure. I mean, I think before I read the script, I just got the log line and I was like, cool, 824, and then Sister Missionaries, and I was kind of bummed because I thought, probably when I just had this idea of like, well, Mormons are always the butt of the joke. This is probably some like hate fest for Mormons, and I just wasn't really down for that. But after reading the script, there's a line where they say like, "Oh yeah, the ward mission leader," and I just remember little things would pop up, and I'm like, "Oh, they know." Like whoever wrote this,
Yeah, it was
it's so
very specific.
true to Mormons and missionaries. Growing up Mormon, I have a good radar on it. I feel like, and yeah, I just thought it was really smart and clever, and the way it doesn't really take a side and kind of leaves it open. Yeah, it after reading the script, I really wanted to do it, and I want my Mormon friends and non-Mormon friends to see it. I think it's not offensive, it's respectful, and it's good.
Yeah.
What was your knowledge of Hugh Grant? I mean, I don't think either of you were alive when he did Notting Hill, but I'm not going to. I mean, you could have found these movies afterwards. I mean, what was your
Yeah.
knowledge of him going to that?
I grew up with him. My mom was a really, really big fan.
Yeah.
I would always watch
Mine too.
About a Boy was always our car trip movie.
Ooh, that's a good
Car
one.
trip, road trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Love Actually, of course. Bridget Jones' Diary is a big comfort movie for me. I'll watch that a lot. Yeah, but not really, because you know his more recent stuff, and I'm not as
Yeah.
accustomed to his recent
growing up,
turn.
Yeah, it was just like when I would think of London, I would think of Hugh Grant.
I know,
Like, the only
exactly.
person
I'm
that
like,
lives
British
in London is
God.
Hugh Grant. Yeah, but like I love The Gentleman. I loved all like some other things he's done. But I always tell people Paddington 2 is one of the best movies
Still haven't seen
ever
it.
made.
I'm waiting to finish press for
It's
this.
yeah, it's
and
a
have a
masterpiece.
couple months, and then I can watch.
Yeah, it's so I always tell Hugh love you in Paddington 2. It's such an amazing movie. It's one of the best.
By the way, are you going to go with your families to see this on Thanksgiving? Is that going to be like the Thanksgiving movie to see with everyone, or?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's-
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good family movie.
Yeah, a good family movie. It does come out a little bit earlier.
Instead of fighting about religion with your family.
Yeah, go see HereTic.
Just go see
Might be a
HereTic.
brilliant
And then you can
idea.
continue the conversation.
Right. Yeah, it's actually a great idea.
Exactly. Listen, so nice meeting you. Really, I'd say it's a fun movie. I can't recommend it to everyone, but it's still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So,
it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
congratulations on it. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.